everyone. We are going to make a wreath today, and I am going to show you, first I'm going to show you the stuff I sourced and what I'm going to be using in my wreath today, and then from there we'll get into the directions on how to do it. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use this yet. This is Lunaria, which I found growing wild by my house. It's kind of fragile, but I think I'm going to put it in for like a nice color and texture. I have some pine cones, and I just found these. I think my sister-in-law found these in Florida or something, but you can buy these easily at the craft store. And these I found under the like white pine trees that grow in my yard, and I just go pick those up. Winterberry, I did buy stems of winterberry, and I've got these cut down already to a size. I don't have very many of them, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet. Oranges, I bought these. I just took oranges, sliced them really thin, and I have a dehydrator in my oven. I put them on racks in the oven and left them in there for, it was probably 6 hours because I had them stacked so thick. I also have magnolia leaves. You could do them by the bunch, or I had extra, so leftover, so I just do the single stems. And so I'll be doing those, and I bought those from Trader Joe's, I think. Cinnamon sticks, which I just bought from the grocery store. And then the type of greenery I'm using is, this is white pine, which many of you have growing out in your yard. You can trim the branch off. Or, I also have fir. I'm not exactly sure the type of fir it is, but there's also a lot of fir trees outside, so you can source them from your own garden. Or we also carry bunches of greens here at the farm that you can purchase in a bundle. It's a pretty big bundle for right around $25. And also this gold-tipped cedar, or sometimes people grow it as an arborvitae. Smells amazing. And last but not least, my favorite ever is the juniper. I don't know if you can see those nice blueberries, and it's just, the smell of juniper is so good. So these are gonna add excellent texture and color with the blueberries. So if you order a greens bundle, you will get the pine, the fir, the cedar, the juniper, all in your bundle. So if this is something that you wanted to copycat, you could always contact me and we could get you a bundle. So moving on from there, I will show you. Also, I have an 18-inch wreath frame. This is a wire wreath frame. I don't know how well you can see it there. And I just buy these from the Dollar Tree. They're like $1.25 each. And the 18-inch frames I have to special order. They have 12 or 14 there as well, which you could use. They would work good too. Clippers. I think this one's broken. It doesn't, oh, it does stay shut. I just get these off Amazon. This is 22 gauge wire. 24, I feel like, is what you normally find, and I like 22 because it's a little bit thicker. It's less likely to snap when I pull tight. So, but you also can use 24, but I prefer 22. So I think that's everything here on the table. I also have this burlap bow fabric that maybe I'll add the burlap bow, maybe I won't. I always try to decide when I'm all said and done. So let's get into what we're going to be doing today. So I like my wreaths a little bit bolder, wilder. I don't know how to explain it. So I cut my pieces a little bit bigger. So what I do is I take this and I snip it. I'm gonna have to get a little snipper. I also have this bigger one, which actually doesn't work that great either, but boom. And I'm gonna start with about that size of a piece. So I usually use the fir as my base. You could use magnolia as the base too. That would also work. You know, go like that. But since I don't have very many magnolia leaves, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be putting the magnolia in every other. So I have that, and then I will snip some of this white pine. Let me stick that on there. So then it's kind of like that. And then the cedar. And I like to put, for me, it doesn't, you can do it however you want. I put the cedar on top, kind of like so, to get that gold berry look. trim that off so it's all the same. All right, so then I take my wire. Here's my wire. Open it up. And we're gonna wrap it around this stem here. This, it's not a stem, this wire wreath frame. I just wrap, 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 wrap. I do not want it to come off. So I wrap it and then I'm gonna go around here. 1, 2, 3 times. And since I'm right-handed, I'm gonna move my frame to here and I'm gonna work this way. Find wherever's most comfortable for you and just work from that section. So now I'm gonna take my bundle. I'm gonna lay it right over where my wire is. And I just lay it, centered it right on there. Hold it down with my thumb and I take my wire and I go over 1, pull it tight, 2, 3. Now the reason you want to make sure it's tight and it even bends my frame is that as these kind of dehydrate, they shrink. And if it's not, your wire isn't tight, then they're gonna pull out or they might come out in the wind or something like that. So then I'm going to do my next bunch. I'll grab them here. And I just build off the same, I'm gonna skip the magnolia for that one. So because I need a nice base, I'm gonna use 2 pieces here to create a little bit thicker. Sometimes I do even, yeah. I don't want it to be too thick, but I don't want it to be see-through. So then I take that, and I'll take some of this pine, a little bit of cedar, that way. And then on this one, I'm going to put the juniper in. I try to make sure I get those berries right on top so it doesn't get covered. And then I go onto my frame here, and depending on my bundle, this is a pretty wide bundle, I do tend to go out with it a little bit to this side. And with my next one, I'll go a little bit in this way, and then I'll do straight, and then I'll just keep doing that through the whole thing. But I tend to put it a little, like not directly out, because my frame is 18 inches. I don't need my wreath to be much bigger than that. If you need like a 36-inch wreath, like a big wreath, I've done it before. I've stuck all my bunches straight off like this, and then, you know, had to cover the ends. But make sure you cover the bunch in front of it. You want to make sure that wire is covered when you put it in there, just like so. So now we got 2 of them on there. I'll show you one more, and then I will speed up the video for the rest. And then when I've got my base all in, then we'll put in our pine cones and our berries and all the other fun stuff. So here we go again. I got 1 bunch. I'm going to grab the magnolia, but this time I'm going to flip it this way so it's brown. I get that fun brown texture. Then I'm going to grab some of this pine. I'll go out that way with the pine. And I'll clip a nice piece of cedar. Let's see. Go like that. Trim that off the end so they're all the same. I want this piece, sorry, I'm going to take it apart. This magnolia to go in because my last one went out. This pine can go up the middle on the inside, and the cedar's going to go up the middle. I kind of try, I don't want all the patterns to be the same. I want to be able to see all the textures differently. So I kind of try to alternate where I put the bunches on. All right. So with that one, I went out. So this one, I'm going to go in a little bit. And then I'm going to hold it and wire it down. And I really do yank on that wire. I don't care if my frame bends a little bit. So, okay. So now I'm going to speed this up and go through the rest of it. I'll show you how I finish it off. And then we'll do all the fun decorating part. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I fill in this gap here. So there's a gap. I'll turn it so you can see it better. Right there. How do we fill that in? Well, you could put a bow there and hang it and be done with it. I like to fill it in, and I find it's not terribly hard. I got a nice wide big section of green here. And I'm just gonna lift this up. I'm gonna slip it underneath there like that. And first things first, I'm gonna wire this down. Right. Just like so. All right. I'm gonna run one through here, just to make sure everybody's gonna stay where they need to go. Okay, so now I'm going to take this big piece of white pine that I have here. I'm gonna take this one, and I'm gonna shove it in there. I can't even find where I put it. I did such a good job, I don't even know where it is. Right here. And I'm just gonna wire it in. And I'm just going to keep building on it like that until I get it filled in to where I think it looks filled in enough. Cedar is always a good, like, fluffy filler. And you can go pretty far with that. So yeah, simple. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. I feel like the textures here are going to be fabulous with our oranges and our berries and our pine cones and our cinnamon sticks. All right, so from there, I'll leave my wire. I'm actually going to cut my wire like that. Okay, then I'm gonna gently flip my wreath over, wrap it around one more time, and then I'm going to stick it in there, like, probably couldn't see that. Let me bring the camera closer. Let me see if I can get it closer. Stick it in like so, wrap it underneath there again. There we go. Wrap it under there again. Pull it tight. Wrap it again. Like so. And then I like to take it and twist it in with it and make kind of a big knot. And then I just twist. Twist, twist, twist. There. Then I shove it in. Okay. Let's check it out. Here's the wreath base. See how nice that looks? It's beautiful and it smells so good. So I'm gonna start with my oranges. And I want to talk about oranges are just, oh, they're so fun. See, we'll do two there, maybe one here. See what the pop that this oranges are giving to this wreath? They're just stunning. All right, so I'm gonna put everything in place first before I will wire in the pine cones, but I will glue in the oranges because the oranges, they don't wire in good. And these white pine cones are my favorite, and I think it's because they get like a frosty tip on them. So I'm gonna kind of just find a smaller one here. I'm just gonna tuck them in right where I feel like they look, I don't know, like maybe there's a spot that needs something. Tuck that in there. Looks good there. And one right there. So yeah, see how that's coming together? So nice. All right, and the berries, I don't have very many of these, so right. Stick with berries there. One right there. All these red berries and these oranges together, I cannot get over how fun that is. They are just so much fun to me. And look at that little red, just takes it up 4 notches. Let's see, I got one more. I think I'll put right there. Over that pine cone. There we go. It's looking so good. And see how this doesn't have to be hard, and we don't have to spend a lot of time finicking, and just kind of find a spot you feel like it looks like needs something, and then that's where you put it in. Okay, so now the cinnamon sticks. What I'm going to do with these is I'm going to bunch them in 3s. I'm going to take them and I'm going to tie them with this. Oops, that was way too long. With this twine that I have. We'll see what the bunch of 3 looks like. And then we'll decide. Cinnamon sticks smell amazing. A lot of this stuff would also make great potpourri, just in case you're wondering. The oranges, the cinnamon sticks, I think I'm gonna put those maybe right there like that. Right there. Like that. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna get my glue gun and I'm gonna glue these all in, and then I will show you the final product, and I'm gonna hang this one on my front door. After I glue these in, then we'll talk ribbon, then we'll hang it. All right, now I'm gonna do a bow, and I'm just gonna do a small one that's gonna hang from the bottom here. Let's see, where's the bottom? Yeah, about right here. So I'm going to make a smaller bow. Give myself a nice long tail. So this is all I do. It's a very simple bow with a nice little center here, and then I twist it. There's a little bit of an art to this. I'm not even I wouldn't even call myself an expert by any means. But I can get a decent looking bow out. So this year for the wreaths that I made, I found this absolutely stunning champagne colored velvet ribbon. I will be definitely doing more of that next year. I got a champagne color and a beautiful deep red. I'll have to show you the red. I don't have any of the champagne left, but the red I do. All right. So yeah, I was never a big bow person before, but I've kind of learned to love the look of so it wasn't a wired edged ribbon either. It was just a kind of a sewing, velvet sewing ribbon, and it was just yeah, my favorite by far. But this burlap ribbon is nice too. I think it does a good job. It's a nice neutral color, goes good with the oranges and the browns in here. So that's kind of what we're going for. Tie that together. All right, I'll tie her on and then I'll show you the finished product.